Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel. I'm your host, ArmaniTalks. In this channel, I'm covering communication skills for you to level up your way with words and become much more articulate. In today's episode, we are entering the world of storytelling, and I'm going to be breaking down a section from my book, The Art and Science of Storytelling, to talk about how to easily think of storytelling ideas. And this technique is underrated. It used to be used by Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was one of these guys that went from being a bodybuilder to successfully transitioning into a great movie career. And in the beginning of his career, he didn't necessarily know which movies to take because he was such a big guy. And a lot of directors came to him and said, "You're too big, Arnold. Unfortunately, you're not going to be suitable for the main role of this particular movie." They eventually told him to get a little bit smaller, then they could do something for him. Arnold got a little bit smaller, and suddenly a lot of opportunities opened up for him. He went from having no movie opportunities to now having a lot of different opportunities. And when he made movies like Terminator, the opportunities only widened. Now you got to put yourself in Arnold's shoes real quick. Imagine that you have people constantly trying to sell you on different scripts. You need a certain filtration system that allows you to spot a good movie versus a bad movie. Traditionally, you would expect that Arnold would have just been reading a lot. He would have been reading all these different scripts to see which movies had a great storyline, settings, plot, etc. That's not what he did though. Instead, what he did was he asked the people that were trying to sell him, "What is the poster going to look like?" They looked at him and were like, "The poster? I mean, don't you want to know about the movie? Why do you care about the poster for?" That's the thing that we focus on in the end. Arnold wanted to know, what were they selling? If the poster was going to look good, then Arnold had a great idea of what the movie was going to be about. If the poster didn't look good, or worse, there were no ideas for a poster, that meant the idea of the movie was flimsy. And when I heard Arnold Schwarzenegger bring up this strategy in his autobiography, the first thing I thought of was R.L. Stine. R.L. Stine is the creator of the Goosebumps series, and where most authors, they write the book first and then they slap on a title, R.L. Stine does the opposite. He thinks of the title first, then writes the book. Arnold's poster strategy was identical to R.L. Stine's title strategy, and what they share in common is that it gets you to focus on the bigger picture. In my book, The Art and Science of Storytelling, I talk about it's important to have the superset understanding of your story before the subsystems. And to give you an example, I'll use the palm. If you're automatically focusing on each of the individual fingers, you're focusing on the subsections. That's what a lot of storytellers do. They focus on the individual paragraphs, the lines, the sentences, while in reality, they should focus on the palm, the story. So you want to try out the following exercise. Let's say you make YouTube videos for a living. You want to think of your thumbnail before you create your actual YouTube video. And let's say you write for a living. You want to think of the title before you write your entry piece. By doing that, you condition your mind to focus on the superset, the big picture. And once you have this bird's eye view, it becomes way easier to tell a story. As a matter of fact, this is just a secret between you and me. The story just sort of falls out. Once you have a great understanding of the big picture, the story just seems to happen and you are just showing up. So try out the following exercise. If you're a video creator, create the thumbnail first. If you are a writer, create the title first, and watch yourself perceive storytelling in a brand new light. For more practical insights like this into storytelling, be sure to check out my book, The Art and Science of Storytelling. This book will teach you much more about building protagonists, antagonists, settings, plots, and much more. Your stories are not just going to entertain others. Your stories are going to have lessons buried within it. Check out the art and science of storytelling in the links in the description box, the pinned comment, or go on ArmaniTalks.com and grab your copy today. Thank you very much for joining the Armani Talks YouTube channel, and I'll catch you next time.